Good evening, geeks. Hello and welcome to the New Age Geek channel. If you're new here, we're building an inclusive space for people of all walks of life through the power of friendship, magic, and tabletop role-playing games. Tonight we have Forging Fates, a sober D&D campaign set in the critical world of Exandria, following our adventuring party, the Fists of Fate. What's up, Fists?
Just a little friendly reminder for everybody in the chat that the New Age Geeks includes more than just us up here on the screen. It relies on all of you wonderful geeks and your participation in this community that we are building together. If you want to become one of the New Age Geeks, you absolutely freaking can. Just make sure to join our Discord, subscribe to our YouTube and Twitch channels, where you will find moderated chats, emotes by one of our favorite geeks, Sarah.
Hi,
Sarah.
Hi, Sarah. And chat rooms with the cast and other members of this growing community. Remember that the best way to help us out is with engagement, so we would greatly appreciate if you'd watch the video all the way through, like, comment, share, and subscribe, as well as hit that notification bell to let these platforms know to share us with everybody else. Beyond that, we have posts going up on Twitter, on TikTok, and on Instagram, so if you're on those platforms, make sure to follow us for more like geeky goodness.
Prime is free if you already have Amazon Prime, and that awards you a 1-month subscription to any channel on Twitch. Once per month, you do need to go in and resubscribe to that channel at no additional cost. Just link your accounts, click subscribe with Prime on that channel. If you're feeling charitable, please subscribe on Twitch and YouTube, perhaps gift subscriptions to others, cheer using bits, donate via PayPal, check out our merch shop for things like the Forging Fates tee or character-inspired clothing and accoutrement. You can also subscribe to our Patreon. And lastly, if you wish to become a sponsor for the New Age Geeks, reach out to us directly via our Instagram page to begin those discussions.
Speaking of sponsors, if you enjoy the music we have going on here on Forging Fates, we highly recommend checking out the SonCraft bot. SonCraft bot allows you to play open source, community selected music and soundscapes directly from your Discord server with just a few clicks. Whether you're playing with friends or streaming on Twitch, you can use the audio stress-free. With their pro level subscription, you get their playlist builder, shareable playlist codes, access to 40 plus music genres and 20 plus soundscape types, global genre selections, and 2 premium Discord servers, all for just $10 a month. But by using our referral code NAG, that's N-A-G, it gets you $2 off your subscription for the first 3 months. All you need to do to get started is invite the SonCraft bot of your choosing to your server, then just hit play and let SonCraft take care of the rest. That being said, there is not even 1 week. It is this Friday. The Crit Award nominations are open and will be closing this May 31st, which is Friday, for the first round of nominations. NAG as a whole is eligible for a couple categories, as well as the various storytellers and cast members we have and shows. If you want to submit us, which we would love it if you did, for any nominations, go to thecritawards.org or just critawards.org, and there's also any of their social media to find the link. That being said, it is Memorial Day, so those of you that have joined us today, thank you so much. For my fellow veterans out there, I hope you've had a safe and healthy day. I know this day can be particularly troublesome for a lot of us, so I just wanted to let you guys know that we're out there for you. Reach out to somebody. We love you guys. Be safe. Okay. That, I think we've got everything covered. If I'm not missing anything, let's dive into tonight's episode of Forging Fates.
How long did it take?
And we're back. Okay, so picking up where we last left off, having escaped the Dawn Riders' keep, the team gathered once more at their airship, was quickly flanked by several members of the Platinum Guard, and the ship would launch forward towards the Frostfang Citadel, the keep and castle of the Platinum Guard. On the way there, not much happened, if I'm remembering correctly. Some discussions were had about the trials and questions that were asked during your imprisonment. But besides that, I don't believe much was done on the flight, if I'm remembering correctly. As you made your way to the Frostfang Citadel, there was a quick tour, per se, of some of the hangar and the mess hall, giving you all a bit of time to grab some food, have a brief discussion amongst yourselves before the meat and potatoes were undertaken, forgive the food pun, as you all were brought up to the large gathering space, meeting space for the Platinum Guard. You were introduced to a few other of the high-ranking members, though their names were never given. That, and you begin to get some information about the history of the blades that Whisper now wields. You got some history about how they were shattered, and some information on the devil Malik and his attempted merging with the Chained Oblivion. You also were given some information about the larva leech-like slugs, and you've come to find out that those were called Star Spawn.
They're called gross.
And that there is something above them in the chain of command, above the the High Inquisitor Darius Blackwood, called a emissary. And your deductive reasoning led you to believe that that would be the Grand Inquisitor. From there, Finnick attempted to summon a Star Spawn, which quickly took a familiar shape to her, and reaching out to Finnick called her sister before it was dismissed. And then, as you all began to wrap the meeting, Whisper reached out with her connection to the blades and sensed a fire growing to the east. But with that is where we're going to pick things up, as you all now stand together in the meeting hall of the Platinum Guard. What would you guys like to do?
Was the sister creature gone?
Correct.
I dismissed it. Yeah, I dropped concentration on that.
Okay. That was something.
Yeah. That was disturbing.
You okay?
No, not really. It referred to me as its sister.
Yeah.
Am I there right now?
Yes.
Okay. Is it like brother, like Gormrog and Tristan, like, are not really brothers, but they call each other brothers?
I mean,
Well, you don't see the family resemblance?
clearly a few things skip a generation. I mean, I feel like that would be the best case scenario.
Mm-hmm.
In that regard. So
Do you look like your parents?
Fair response.
Eh. Um, I mean, when I was born, I looked different from them. And as far as I'm aware, I thought I was an only child.
Well,
I
that's
thought I was the reason they stopped.
what if you're adopted?
I mean, it's completely possible.
I used to wish I was adopted, but then I looked too similar to some of my siblings.
Yeah, shitty families will have you feeling that way.
Just kind of gonna glance over at Tristan and Clover, who were adopted, and just kind of, yikes.
Yeah, when you glance over at where you thought Clover was, you will realize that she is still hiding. But she does at that moment peek her head out from behind the curtain and ask if it's gone. Is the scary thing gone?
It's gone.
When did you get
I
over
promise.
there?
Okay. And I will come out and join you.
I have more questions. I don't think any of us have the answers to. Like what's going on with the lighting behind Joe?
Ignore it.
Who's Joe?
But I think more than anything right now we need a plan. What we're gonna do. Citron's here, right?
Yes.
Citron, do we still want to do this gala, the fancy dress party?
I mean, still think that's your best bet to gather allies. It's not like the Inquisition would be able to make a move on you there.
What's them?
The other temples?
The ones that they're bullying?
Yeah.
It's possible.
Is there like a leader in this town?
Each temple has its own leaders. There's several other higher-ranking members.
And they just let the Inquisitors walk all over them?
I think there's more to it than that.
Yeah, slugs.
I think we could also get answers at the gala if we're able to talk to these other leaders of these temples.
We gotta check for bugs first.
Yeah. But I think that might be our best way.
I'm looking forward to being in close proximity.
To who?
To them.
Oh.
The Inquisition.
Kristen, we don't want to cause a scene at the gala. We don't want to instigate anything.
I won't be instigating anything, but if anything is instigated, they will have a problem. A very large problem on their hands.
And I'm telling you right now, if another old guy comes up and tries to trick me, I'm going to shoot him this time.
What if it actually is an old guy, though?
Mm.
We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Okay. Concerning, not a priority. Oh man. Okay. So we go to this gala. We try to talk to people covertly, tell them that we need help against the coming storm. Do we leverage a united front against the Inquisitors as a bargaining chip? We help you take these Inquisitors out. You help us stop Sammy and Raynor?
Aren't they gonna hopefully want to stop Sammy and Raynor themselves, considering they're in danger too? Do we really have to bargain with them?
Maybe, because there has to be a reason they haven't done it yet. They're scared. They're intimidated. I don't know. I do like that idea. Having a deal just like on hand if they don't want to immediately join us.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm kind of wondering how much they know about Sammy and Raynor, because I know we've talked to Citron about it, but...
Stupid question for the DM. Westrune and the Iron Throne Ridge. That's on a different. Sure. That's on a different continent, isn't it?
Correct.
Like we crossed over a body of water.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they would know per se the goings-ons out there.
But we know that they're headed here.
We know that, yeah. But they don't. And what reason have they to trust us? If we tell them. The sky is fallen. The sky is fallen. All right. That's nice. You're crazy.
So we
Please
have
leave.
to tell people who trust us to tell people who trust them to tell people who trust them until everybody knows.
Kinda, yeah. It's like you tell 2 people, they tell 2 people. Those people tell oh, wow, this is sounding like a pyramid scheme.
It's a pyramid scheme.
It's a way for people to rip people off and take their money without them really thinking anything bad is happening. Don't worry about it.
Okay, I like that.
Laura would like that.
Deviously cute criminal mastermind over here. Like Clovis said, having it in our back pocket is probably the best bet. Some may just be on board immediately when we say, hey, you know that big Titan thing? Somebody's coming to fuck around and find out. Elemental doom, gloom, destruction all over again. And they won't stop until everybody's dead. And we plan on stopping them. So you should maybe help us, possibly. Cool, thanks. And if you need a reason to, hey, I noticed you're under a particular thumb. If we removed that thumb from squishing you, would you help us out?
I think that would be a good idea.
Yeah.
Is there any way we could show them, like, what happened?
I don't have magic. I don't know how we would do that.
Yeah.
I don't have anything that could help with that, I don't think.
I don't think I do either.
But both Western and Whitestone have been completely flattened by this point. We have Pike that's witnessed these events too.
Right.
And she has a first-person perspective from both of them.
Like, would you be willing to vouch for that?
I'll do my best. I'm more than happy to stand with you all.
And you other council members here whose names I never got and therefore didn't write down in my little notebook here?
My wing commanders are not invited to the gala.
Well, Citron, will you be willing to stand with us?
Of course.
And would the wing commanders be willing to fight with us?
They will follow my orders.
Willingly?
Of course. They trust me enough.
Can I look around the room and just vibe check them?
Go ahead and roll an insight check.
Like-
I was gonna say, okay. I was gonna,
Guidance. Vibe check.
Gotcha.
Did you save guidance?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, the guidance added 1, but still helpful. I rolled a 13 plus 3 plus 1, 17.
Okay. As he says that they're willing to follow his order, they all kind of stand to attention and strike a hand across their chest and give a salute back to him. And you get the sense that these are pretty loyal men and women to his cause.
All right. So they'll fight with us. Citron and Pike will vouch for us. They'll stand with us as a credible source. Who are our targets? Who are the people in charge that we should reach out to? Who are most likely to join us and who might need convincing?
Well,
Citron and Pike and the rest of you.
the big ones are Vord, the Scale Bearer, Earthbreaker Grun, the High Hierophant Ophira, the Holy Curator, Curtis Euleus. And there are the 2 maidens of the Raven Queen, though I don't know how much convincing you'll be able to do on them.
Why is that?
They tend to follow things as they come. Having them change fate is not the easiest. Unless the Raven Queen demands it from them, they tend to stay out of issues.
it'll be more of asking them if they're allowed or if they're needed more than trying to convince them to come.
Fair way to put it.
So, you said Vord? V-O-R-D. Who are the ones, like, names associated with
Vord,
deities so that maybe we could...
Vord is the leader of the temple for Bahamut. Earthbreaker Grun is the leader for Cord. Ophira is the High Hierophant for Melora. For Arathis is Curtis.
The Raven Queen's maidens are obviously servants of the Raven Queen.
Yes.
So, Horde is the god of war, battle, fighting, right?
Correct.
Tristan may be able to win him over better. Maybe.
That is a option.
But also, servant of Bahamut. Tristan spent the most time in a temple of Bahamut, as far as I know.
Well, Lord is a pompous prick who takes himself far too seriously.
Great. Then do you have ideas? Because I don't.
Well, there are others you can approach. The Archmage Thelina is the head of the Cobalt Vault. Captain Marcus is the commander of the City Guard. It may not be winning over the temples as a whole, but making connections with the smaller people to be your eyes and ears. There's Governor Thaddeus, governs Vasselheim as a whole. There's Elder Brahm, who is the elder of the Dwarven Council in the city.
How many councils are there?
There are several different orders and councils to the city.
City got anything done?
For real?
Much doesn't happen in the city anymore. It's a bureaucratic hellhole as far as most people are concerned. I mean, you've seen the roads, they're basically just mud. Turns towards you, Whisper. There's the High Druidess Lyra and the Priestess Linara.
And what do they lead?
The Druidess is the spiritual leader of all the Druid circles in Vasselheim. And while not necessarily the most welcomed in spaces, she has carved out her own path and demanded her own respect. And she works close with Lunara, who is one of the priestesses for the Wild Mother.
So, does Linara work under was it Ophira?
Correct.
She is a contact point between both Lyra and Ophira.
Is this getting too much? And your notes getting out of control as I speak? Just if I need to slow down, tell me.
Was I supposed to be following any of this?
Well, just laying out connections for you.
These are people we might want to talk to at the gala.
Okay.
What do you know about Arathis? That's a name I'm not familiar with.
So, let me get my notes up.
Sorry, was that too much question?
No, you're good, you're good. Arathis
What's his
is
name?
the goddess of civilization and laws.
Just cut out.
The
Yeah, you
god
cut out.
Arathis is
Oh,
the,
thank God it wasn't just me.
Arathis is the goddess of civilization and laws.
Law and civilization. Okay.
Is there a god for everything?
Most things.
Is there a god of food?
Yeah,
I was thinking that.
I think that falls under Melora.
I would say so. Melora.
Because all of our food are like plants and animals, technically. Well, not animals to everybody, but like that is the primary source of food for all of the things that eat.
Mhm.
So I would
That makes
assume that falls under nature.
We know.
But
Melora,
also maybe
yeah.
Arathis, because civilization. Maybe a joint thing between the two of them. Who knows? You'll have to ask them.
Where is the gala being held again?
At the Platinum Dragon's Rest.
Right, okay.
The Platinum Sanctuary, I apologize.
I'm sure that makes Void very happy.
Well, you can imagine his delight.
Well, if he thinks so highly of himself and he has this high-ranking event at his place with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 people on our list of people we want to talk to, not to mention the people we don't want to talk to, not to mention all the other people who might be there, not to mention the 6, 7 of us.
I know of at least 30 people that will be attending this event.
Yeah. Okay. So we have targets. We have a plan for the conversation. The idea is to get them on our side, leverage it if we have to. What's the layout?
Of the temple?
Of the event? Yeah. Like, how many exit points? Like, if we have to make a run for it, are we going to be able to do so? Where are we going to be able to go for a ride if we need one?
Well, the temple is going to be heavily guarded, I can tell you that much. If escaping is going to be difficult, though I would reckon not impossible, I will make sure I station plenty of wyvern riders around if need be to expedite your escape.
You said it's going to be heavily guarded. Who's guarding it? Is it your people? Is it the city guard, or is it the Inquisitors?
The members of each of the temple's guards, for lack of a better term. I will have some members there on the staffing roster. The Inquisitorium, I'm sure, will have some as well.
What is the High Inquisitor's name again?
The High Inquisitor, Valeria.
Valeria?
Yes.
And she's the one above Blackwood.
Correct.
What's the likelihood that we're going to be able to avoid her?
Clover would probably be able to avoid her, but I gather the rest of you are not nearly as tact at stealth.
Correct.
So I
Clover
would say
is...
nigh 0.
All right. And, Finnick?
Yeah.
What's the likelihood that your parents are going to be there?
Granted, they're very high-ranking members of the Dawn Riders and the Dawn Father's Temple. And clearly they are deep in with the Inquisitors. I'd say it's more than likely.
Okay.
Would I be correct in assuming that, Joe?
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure. Yeah, it's probably gonna.
Are they gonna try and grab you again if they see you?
I don't know if they do it with so many people watching.
Do you want one of us to ask them if you're adopted?
Whisper, I love you. If I don't have the gumption to ask them myself, Whisper, I would love if you would ask.
Okay, just tag me in.
But if they do try to grab me again, I can message one of you.
Hopefully you won't have to, but that is
Just
a solid
preparing
option.
for the worst.
You should have a secret call for if like one of us needs backup.
Against that idea, what do you have in mind?
I don't know. Like a bird call or something. No, that would be too weird. No, I'm
Or,
not sure. I didn't think of her head.
Pretend you stubbed your toe and just yell, "Ow, my toe."
Oh, okay.
Do that, yeah.
Doesn't seem
Sure.
like that would draw any suspicion.
All right.
But I think that might, unless we have anything we need to discuss before we prepare ourselves.
I think I'm set. I don't have any other questions.
Very well. We will send someone to collect outfits for you in the city for the gala. Did you have anything in particular that you would like to wear, or did I just send our best people to?
We already ordered.
Oh,
We already
That
ordered.
outfit.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But I guess I'll make a quick change to mine.
Okay. I don't know how to do that. Very well. Where did you just tell one of the member that goes to pick them up,
Yeah.
where it is that they will get them from, and we'll have that all picked up for you for the gala. Okay. As the information is exchanged, you are shown to where your quarters will be, deep inside the mountains of the Frostfang Citadel. You're each given your own individual room. That you get the sense that these are more set up like quarters for dragon riders, and it's very monk-like in its design. Very basic. Just
Thank God.
What?
Thank God.
Very basic in its design. Just basically a bed with a small desk with a small candle on it for reading or note, some sort of notes if you'd like.
It's like home.
But besides that, anything you guys would like to do for the next 2 days?
I think at some point I'm gonna try and talk to Finnick.
Okay.
Maybe while you're sitting at a table or just in the middle of doing something else, I'll come up and just sit next to you.
I think when you find me, you can just see me scribbling notes in my journal.
Yeah.
But as you sit next to me, hey,
Hello?
what's going on?
Don't take this the wrong way. And I'm gonna pinch your arm and like
Ow!
tug.
What?
Had to make sure you're not made of worms.
As you pinch her, just kidding.
Stop. No! Ew. I mean, that's fair.
So, had you been made of worms, I would have to reconsider my request that I had made. Hope you understand that, and that that's not a
Yeah.
comment on you, but if you were a worm, I would have some reservations.
Okay. I completely understand that. Or if it was the other way around, I would probably be feeling the same way.
To say I wouldn't appreciate your place in my life, it would just need to be
Yep. Yeah.
very specifically. Anyway. How are you?
I'm at the point where I'm forgetting how to breathe.
That's not something you're supposed to be able to forget how to do.
I know.
So what are you doing to fix that?
If I notice that I can usually notice when I'm not breathing. So after I start to get a little bit of that pain in my chest, I just sort of exhale and then try to count and breathe. So
Is there something I can do to help you with that?
I mean, it feels better to talk to someone about it.
Listen anytime you want to talk.
And knowing that you guys have my back and won't let anything happen to me really helps.
Yeah, letting you get captured fucking sucked. Please don't do that again.
Okay.
I will do pretty much anything you ask of me. including stop fighting, not making a scene, cooperating with the dude beating me with an armful of worms. Um, but the less you have to leave, the better.
I move my hand and I place it on top of Wormrog's. I'll try my damnedest.
What are you writing with?
I'm assuming just like a basic quill and ink.
I'm gonna pull a sheet of paper out of my pack. And I'm gonna... May I borrow your quill?
Okay.
Dip it in the ink and just write the word breathe. And I'm gonna hand it to you and I'm gonna say, keep this on you. Put it in your pocket. Sew it into your clothes, whatever you gotta do. Keep it on you. Remember to breathe.
Hello.
Hi, Tristan.
I'm sorry. I thought it was a
Didn't see you there, buddy. Have a seat. Pull up a chair. Grab a plate. Yeah, if you need anything, want anything, you have only to ask.
Can I get a hug?
Absolutely, come here.
And I hug you, and it is a very tight, very like.
Okay. I let it happen, and I'll squeeze you back.
And you just feel a deep exhale.
Yeah, see, you remember how.
I know how to do it. I just forget to do it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Can you stop crushing my ribs, please?
Sorry.
Well, I would also like to breathe. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, almost time? Question mark? I don't know what time this is happening, but
I don't know what day it is, let alone time.
shit's been so crazy. I've lost track of time. It's fine.
Wise person once told me time is a weird soup.
Okay. While that is happening sometime in these 2 days.
Oh, can I go?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, all right. Whenever, I'm not sure, like, if this is like any time within the next 2 days.
Amorphous time.
Oh, okay. So around the first, like the night before the second night. So first night, whenever everyone's in their rooms, Tristan's going to be walking and pacing around the hallways for a second. He's just going to be more or less just enveloped in the fact that his scales just don't look the way that he hates they look, and that they look nice, and he doesn't know who or where to go. So he goes to like Gormrog's room at first and then stops. Then looks over, and then he finds Clover's room and then knocks on the door. Very lightly, like timidly.
Come in.
He goes, opens, walks behind him, closes the door behind him.
I really shouldn't have just let you in. You could have been anybody. What's up?
He's looking at him. Do you mind if I hang out here, just for the night?
No, not at all. I was actually going to see if someone wanted to bunk with me. I don't want to be alone right now.
Look, so he goes and he just finds a spot, like, decently close, just not right next, and just finds a spot to sit down. So how are you doing with all this? Are you okay?
I'm a little overwhelmed. I know we have a lot of stuff to take care of, but I heard that someone who works under Melora is gonna be there tomorrow night, and I was thinking of seeing if she knew anything about my people. You think that that would be okay to ask?
I don't see why not. I would.
How are you doing? They really beat you up pretty bad. I was sad I couldn't get to you.
They took you, and I couldn't find you, and then I just woke up inside that cellar.
No, I was fine. But, thanks for sharing.
And he puts his arm up and he starts, like, kind of just looking over the scales and... Do you think this means anything?
Oh, I have no idea.
I don't know who to say it to or who to talk to about it properly, because I don't even know what's happening, but it's like something here is just... I feel like the things that normally stay inside of my head that make me want to destroy everything are not as powerful as normal. And I don't know if I like that or not.
I think that's great. I love that for you, actually. Can I, like, detect magic to see if when they changed, they got different, like, whatever detect magic does?
Let me just look up what detect magic does.
So he's looking for that. Well, anyways, I'm not very good with words, but I just wanted to make sure that you are okay, and I just want to let you know that I was terrified that the worst had happened when I woke up inside that cell, and I was determined to do anything, to destroy anything around me to find you.
Well, I felt the same way.
Okay. So, you cast Detect Magic. It is definitely magical. It is a transmutation school of magic. And that is all you learn from that.
I'm gonna, as Tristan and I are talking about the scales, I'm gonna, kind of hold my hands up to his arms with, a half inch of space, and I'm just gonna, focus. It seems like your scales have transmutation magic. I don't really know what that means. I'm still learning about this magic, but does that mean anything to you?
I've heard the words when I was being tortured and locked up, but I don't know what the words mean. But I've heard the word.
I'm sorry
but
that you went through that.
Yeah, well, we've all... And that's he's where he's sitting. I'm not sure. I was picturing him sitting against the bed with his back turned while she's sitting, or I'm not sure where we are in the room.
You can sit on the bed. I'll be on the chair.
Okay, I was gonna say on the floor of the bed if you were on the bed. But he's gonna kind of have his back now, looking during the conversation, just talking and looking in the other direction. It seems like we've all had things that led us to here. All of us have.
I really haven't. I sometimes you ask me how I'm feeling, and sometimes I'm feeling like I actually don't deserve to be here with you all because you all have been through so much, and I've had a pretty easy life. All of you guys have been separated from the people you love and have been tortured and have nightmares and have been through all of this. I'm only at the same level as you guys because I went to school for it. So, no, I don't know. I haven't been through anything.
That's not very true. And then he looks over his shoulder to actually look at her. Just because what you went through doesn't sound in a physical harm way or any ways as bad as anything we've gone through, it's something that still is there, and sometimes I can tell the fear in your eyes where that lurks when certain things happen. At least I hope I can. I'm just saying, I hope I'm not okay, so,
Thanks. If you want to hang out tonight, you can have the bed. I usually sleep more comfortable in a chair anyway.
That's all right. If you want the chair, that's cool. I don't do in beds. Well, I like to sit and sleep. It's easier in case I hear sounds to get up faster.
Okay, well, you're welcome to stay if you want to, but I'm just gonna write for a little bit and then probably go to sleep.
Thank you. And he'll move from there, and he'll just go and lean his back up against the door and put his sword up. Give her just a knowing a nod, basically a like, I got you nod.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Whisper, is there anything you would like to do in these 2 days? Okay.
One last thing.
Sure.
I will walk up to Gormrog before bed. Gormrog?
Yeah. Hi.
Hey, is it okay if I stay in your room tonight?
Huh? What?
If you don't want me to, that's okay. I was just...
Didn't hear the words. Repeat yourself, please.
Oh, can I stay in your room tonight?
Out loud, Cormac. Yes. Yes, I would like that a lot. Yeah, and I'll just step out of the way and just open the door a little wider and just come on in.
Thank you.
I will say, Finnick, you are not plagued by any nightmares on that night.
Stop!
You have the best sleep you've had in quite a long time.
My heart.
All right. As that next day kind of ticks around, you all preparing yourselves in your various ways. You eventually are all gathered together and brought down through the levels of the Frostfang Citadel. And as you're brought down to one level, Citron kind of leading you down himself, you're brought onto this large floor in the built into the mountain. And as you enter in, you see 5 large metallic, almost platinum shining furnaces. You see metal tubing running up, similar to the tubing you've seen throughout the rest of the citadel. And as you look, there's a small opening on the face of each one. You see this glowing golden energy pushing out. And Tristan, as you enter onto this floor, you feel your scales growing warmer. Not in a bad way, just in this comforting warmth. And Citron kind of turns and explains to you that this is the hearts of 5 golden dragons, servants of the Platinum Dragon, that sacrificed themselves so that this citadel could stand. And with that, he leads you a level further to a large metal door. Begins to slowly unlock it. As he pulls it open, you all asked for what arms or armaments we can give you. This is the vault. This is what we have. We'll do our best to give you what we can. I am going to post the list in the chat. Go ahead and you can all choose one item for free out of this whole list.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, that's so exciting.
Yeah, I know. I'm actually.
As you all do that and search through this list, we're going to jump to our break for the evening so the team can go through this list, and then we're going to go to start the next half of this episode with them getting to the gala. So, thank you everyone that stuck around this far. See you guys in a little bit. And we'll be right back. Love you, geeks. And we are back. So, just for everyone that's watching us, as you all enter into the vault looking around, there's a variety of scrolls, rods, staffs, rings, and armor sets and weapons galore. As you all search through and pick out what's best suited for you, starting with Tristan, go ahead and tell us what weapon or item you have pulled.
I grabbed the Dragon Slayer Greatsword.
Okay. You want to go ahead and describe how that looks for us?
Yes, it is a very, it's a very long, same as my original sword, a very, very long katana. Extremely great sword length, long katana, but the same shape with the curb. But the bottom has a handle and hilt that normally was just a basic samurai, just hand guard and diamonds. But now it's a very intricate, like blue and platinum, like with a kind of a curve on the bottom and a dragon's mouth at the clutch at the bottom, and the top with dragon tails swirled as the hand guard, and all imbued in like a platinum in like light blue in swirls with like dragon tails and flames until the blade. And then the blade itself is completely platinum, but there is a blue hue to the blade in certain lights.
Okay.
Way go.
Finnick, what item have you grabbed?
I grabbed the animated shield.
Okay. And do you want to go ahead and describe how that looks for us?
Just sort of looks like a normal shield with like a bit of a magic glow to it, as if it's in like a dormant state right now. The little symbol on the front.
Okay. Clover, what item have you pulled from the treasury?
Clover saw this rapier that kind of had a little bit of a blue glow to it, and she ran to it immediately because she remembers her teacher, Mrs. Edenbranch, talking about it once. And when she picked it up, she knew that this was the Defender rapier. And it looks like a normal rapier, except it does have this like little blue light to it. But if you shine it just right in the light, it has like a flash of rainbow, kind of like a labradorite would. And that's what it looks like.
Okay.
Snaps.
Gormrog, what item have you pulled?
Gormrog, seeing Clover grab this rapier, just get really excited about it. Like his attention is just like, huh? What's going on over there? And he sees next to the rapier is a short sword, silver blade with a blue glow over the handle. And as he goes and grabs it and picks it up, it just over his hand is a spectral image of a shield. And he'll just give it a few slashes, and this is also a defender weapon, but this is a short sword.
Okay. And Whisper, what item have you pulled?
Whisper was feeling overwhelmed by everything that was in the room, so she checked out a couple of things. She looked at a crossbow, then was like, this is a little too complicated. She saw this really cool robe with a bunch of patches on it. She was like, this is kind of cool. It's kind of my style. But then she caught her eye underneath the robe. There was this rod, and the rod had like at the top of the rod was, it seemed like there were multiple vines coming up and sticking out of it like a crown. And she was like, oh, this looks cool. So she picked it up and was like, oh, I think this one's the winner. And she grabbed the Rod of Security.
Okay. With that, as you all now have your new items, you make your way back out of the vault.
Oh, no.
Flash forwarding. Your items have arrived from the Taylor?
Mm-hmm.
And you all are able to dress yourselves. If you all would like, we can go ahead and, for those of us that aren't here, describe your gala outfits as you all are getting dressed once more. Let's start with Whisper now. Describe any weapons that you have on you, because this will, and any armor that you have on you, because this will play a key fact for tonight's events, if you decide to leave or don armor.
Can someone else go first?
Sure, Gormrog, go ahead.
So, Gormog will be wearing kind of slim fit cut of just a button down shirt made with pretty high quality thread count in varying shades of blue that almost change in an iridescent way depending on how the light strikes it, much like the wings of a butterfly. Across his waist, he will still have the dragon hide belt that he got ages ago. But the short sword that he had been carrying will be left behind. The gloves that he had been wearing will be left behind, and his pants will be just a deep navy blue, pointed toe boots go up to his calves, and over all of that he'll have the cobalt soul jacket, similar to the style of Cressida Holt, if you want to look up the official artwork for them. Across the jacket, he'll have a brooch of shielding, and at his waist, he'll have the new Defender short sword.
Are you attempting to hide the sword at all on your persons?
No, this will be worn almost as a symbol of status.
Okay.
Not necessarily as a worn to be a weapon, but worn as just, it is there, just as I am here, to denote that I am capable, but that's not why I'm here. And hidden from everything else will be leather straps around his body with dozens of daggers.
Okay. Okay. Clover, can you go ahead and describe the outfit? Oh, and I'm sorry. As you are unequipping or not bringing certain items, please unequip them from your persons in D&D Beyond. So, not so much matters to you, Gormrog, but those of you that do wear armor, it will be more important. Clover, please go ahead and describe your outfit for the evening.
Clover is wearing a burnt orange 2-piece set, kind of inspired by a lehenga. And the top looks like this, and the bottom is just wide pants, so that she can still move around a lot. She is wearing her studded armor underneath of her top, so you do see that poking out a little bit from the cropped shirt. As far as jewelry, she's wearing the pendant that Polaris gave her way back when. She is wearing her ring of protection in the holster that was sewn into her pants. She has her new Defender rapier. On her back is her crossbow, her light crossbow. And she also got pockets sewn into these pants. So she's kind of just grabbing 2 big handfuls of things from her backpack and shoving them in her pocket. So she's got like a little array of like coins, health potions, whatever she grabbed. And to finish the look, she's wearing the headscarf that Tristan gave her way back when.
Okay. Just because you are wearing a set of armor and have a cross, you've stated that the crossbow is on your back specifically. Roll a sleight of hand check, I'll say, for how well you've concealed it into your clothing.
Oh, am I supposed to conceal my weapons?
No, I the way you said it, I assumed that you were. But if it's out in public, then don't worry about it.
Yeah, no, I'm not hiding my crossbow. Everyone can always see it.
Okay, cool.
It's just like a backpack.
I'm sorry, then I misunderstood. Good to go.
Oh, you're good.
Finnick, would you care to describe your gala outfit for us?
Sure. So she had previously asked for like a red jumpsuit with like gold filigree. But when I come out, it's still like that red jumpsuit, but it's like a deeper, darker, almost like burgundy. And instead of the gold filigree, it looks like as if there's fire climbing up her legs. And she has basically commissioned like an armor piece that's kind of like half plate, where it is golden, like a golden sort of like neck and shoulder piece, where it looks like there are like wings carved into it that sort of stick out like pointy shoulder pads. There is her spell focus, her crystal, is inside of the centerpiece of it. But she's also left a little gap to sort of show this chain mark that has now appeared. And she has like these long like imperial sleeves that are semi like translucent, with gold braces on the arms. And she will have her great sword and shield on her back. She will still be wearing the ring of feather falling. And she will have she'll have a spot for like a few coins. But...
Okay. Okay. Is there anything you want to keep hidden out of those items?
No.
Okay. Tristan, would you care to describe your gala outfit?
Right. Tristan has on a black pants, black leg tight pants that are just straight up black. Black boots. He's wearing a also the same as a half cut like V neck, but V cut all the way like lower down, so you can see some of the scales on his chest, but not all of them. But his arms are completely covered and in tight and black. With he also has a burnt brown, a burnt dark orange like metal chain around a jacket that he wears over that, a sleeveless jacket with his tight sleeves on. He has a chain and in the front it has the picture, it has like the symbol of a dragon's face on it forward. He also has metal shoulder pads on top, or metal looking, and they're also orange, dark orange. Top of that, he's keeping his Dragon Slayer longsword on the back, but keeping to where the hilt's only kind of showing to kind of go for the outfit, because it's almost impossible to hide either of my good swords, so that's not happening. But he's gonna also, on the chain that he has tying his keeping his jacket down on the back, there's also some spots behind under his jacket. He's gonna keep his dagger.
Okay.
Behind there.
If that's trying to be hidden, go ahead and roll a sleight of hand check for me.
11, 12, 12.
Okay.
Oh, did I miss anything? And the jacket that he has, they also have buckles that go down. They can connect, but he keeps it open because he's wearing an outfit. And all the buckles, the metal shoulder pads, and his belt that goes over to hold his jacket in are all dark orange.
Okay.
And everything else is completely black.
Okay. And back to Whisper. Would you care to describe Whisper's gala outfit?
So can we, I know how I said I didn't want to do anything the previous day. Can I backtrack that for one simple thing?
Sure. This is where
I've been trying to get somebody I've been trying to get somebody to drill a hole in this dragon tooth for so long. Would anyone in here be able to do that?
Yeah, putting holes through dragon's teeth is common practice in this
Cool.
temple.
All right, so I turned the lunar dragon tooth into a necklace finally, and I'm wearing that necklace. My outfit is the same as I described it before. It's got like draped fabrics that come into like an empire waist with long draping shoulders, flowing shoulders. The fabrics are a forest or like a dark green and some like burlap potato sack fabric color, but it's all like flowing and light fabrics, easy to move around in. She's wearing her studded armor. She had already decorated it with leaves and a floral pattern on front, mostly leaves and green and gold. And so she's wearing that over the draped fabrics, and it kind of looks like a corset. And what else? She has druid crafted leaves and flowers, and then she's painted them gold and clipped them to herself and wrapped them around her arms and her neck, and she braided them into her hair. And this is probably the most put together you've ever seen Whisper. And she's carrying around the rod of security as like a regal staff with her. But she's not bringing her bonk club or her crossbow with her.
Okay. All right.
The things that we don't take, where are we leaving them?
They're going to be staying... That's up to you guys. You can either leave them here at the Citadel or on the airship, because you will be using the airship to fly into the city.
Okay, I'm gonna probably leave all my stuff in the airship.
I mean, that would probably make the most sense.
As Clover gets some fresh air later, she does decide it's a little chilly and she wants to wear her cloak of protection.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
With that, you all gather once more in the hangar, as the pathway and bridge has already been laid out towards your airship. As you all kind of make your way there, you see Pike, dressed in a relatively simple dress, though there is some markings on it that kind of denote that it's probably a bit more expensive than what a commoner would wear. It is this light baby blue with these almost rose gold accents that kind of press across her shoulders and kind of dip down to her back, coming to this slight point at her center of her spine. You don't see her carrying anything as far as weaponry is concerned. I don't remember, Whisper, if you ever got a ring of fire resistance.
Yeah. I think it's just a placeholder, but yeah,
Okay.
you can figure that out later.
As Pike is making her way up onto the airship, you see Citron approaching as well. No Wyvern, as he makes his way onto your airship as well. He is wearing a dark gray suit, almost similar to similar to some of the military garb you've seen in the past, though this has a lot of the markings of the Platinum Dragon. There is this ceremonial twines or ropes that he has draped across one shoulder that kind of comes down and clips onto the a button towards the center of his chest. At his side, you see his longsword that he keeps kind of tucked in its sheath, and the sheath is also very ceremonial in its appearance. There are gold buckles and clasps that denote its much more ceremonial use. The leather is again highly polished, as are his boots and much of the other bits of leather he carries on him at the moment. As you all kind of load up on the airship, your current captain turns to look at you all, and she sits there for a moment. Well, don't you all dress up rather nicely? I feel as if I wish you all good luck.
Thank you.
Oh, I just said I feel as if I should. Shall we go?
Oh,
Yep.
Quick above game question.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to have a purse?
Sure.
Or like a bag with us?
yeah, like a
I
bag.
have accessories. Come on now.
Come on.
Yeah.
Of course.
Okay.
Slay the fucking
Then
purse
okay.
game, bitch.
Okay.
Oh yeah, and Finnick has definitely added gold jewelry to her ears and sort of just like accentuates them at this point.
Okay. With that,
Okay, I feel like I said it wrong, but I don't want to metagame, so I don't.
go ahead. Fix what you gotta fix, Justin.
Oh, I wanted to bring. It's like I don't know if I said it. I thought I said it right. I wanted to bring my great sword, my regular sword, not my new dragon sword.
I think you said the dragon sword.
If I said that, then that is what it is. Just let it be.
Okay. Your call, pal. With that, the airship slowly pulls away from the dock and begins to fly off into the progressively evening sky. The sun basking the sky in this orange and purple glow as it begins to set on the horizon. As this happens, you see a wing of wyverns kind of launch from the hangar behind all of you. About a dozen kind of locking into position on either side of the airship as it slowly makes its way southwards towards Vasselheim. And as eventually, if no one wanted to do anything on this,
I want to do something.
go ahead. What would you like to do?
I want to walk up to Finnick and whisper and tell him how fine they look. You guys look amazing. That's
Thank you. You
all.
look great too.
We didn't really have a chance to comment on each other, but Over notices how bomb everybody looks and wants to let them know.
They used to make me wear fancy things a lot, and I used to hate it. So this is, I think, my first time being able to choose what I want to wear and purposely dressing fancy.
Well, what you chose is amazing. You look so good.
Thanks.
The colors are beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. You guys look great too. Can you fight in this though?
Yeah, and then Lily's gonna
Just-
hop back and forth on her feet like a leprechaun would, like showing that her skirt is actually pants.
Does it have pockets?
Yeah.
It has pockets.
I do the same thing where like the wide legs sort of make it look like it's a dress, but it's definitely a jumpsuit.
I'm gonna take a minute and fuss over Tristan. Just straighten his outfit, just smooth it out, and just And I know you don't like this sort of thing, but you look good, kid. And I'm going to lower my head towards his, but wait for him to put his towards mine.
And Tristan's gonna... Never in a million years, when we were traveling with the river, know that I ever think that we'd be on an airship wearing this, going to an important meeting. Our important meetings back then were deciding what's the next thing we're going to destroy and take until we move on.
You know, are we having deer or boar for dinner?
I don't know what it is about being around this, but it's definitely calming.
I don't think it's this, because this is stressful. But them, they make it calming.
He looks over and he just stares that direction for a good moment. And puts his head forward and his hand behind Gorby's head. We got this, right?
Of course we do. We're the Fists of Fate.
I love you, brother.
Love you too.
Let's make sure we keep them all safe, right?
Or die trying.
Then he puts his head back a little bit and then light little headbutt. Like, not a light, a medium one, like... never
Just the
forget where we came
headbutt to
from.
say, damn right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll walk back to the others who are all bouncing around and shouting about pockets. And
Pockets.
you all look fantastic. You ready to do this?
Ready as I'm gonna be.
I'm ready to eat some fancy food.
Man.
I wonder what they have planned for this gala in terms of catering and
Ooh, can't
selections.
wait to hear about every single item on the buffet.
I fucking hate you guys.
Do you expect any less?
I don't know why I don't ever prepare more for it.
You can't go one episode without it. How did you not prepare for this
I
gala?
don't know.
57 episodes,
I know.
and you still haven't learned.
Cookbook right into the Monster Manual and D&D guide.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta read. You gotta start watching the
Yeah.
Delicious and Dungeon show.
I was gonna say, this feels like a death flag. Just this whole scene here.
Just
if
we die, we die. But if not, damn, it's gonna be amazing.
If this was a show, people would be screaming death flag right now.
If this was a show, as if we
A
don't have an
scripted show.
audience
A
watching
scripted
us.
show. You know what I mean.
Stop lollygagging, Joe.
Oh, I'm feeling the stress now.
He's like, oh no, I have to kill them now, and it's gonna be
I know.
dramatic, and everybody's gonna be mad at me.
All right.
It's fine.
With that, as the airship begins to pull over the walls of Vasselheim, you see the city kind of illuminate beneath you as there is a bit of festivities happening, though not nearly what you would have expected for something of this presumed caliber. You kind of get in the sense that this may be more for the upper echelon than a holiday celebrated amongst the people. But with that, you pull over of the Silver Talon's reach of the city, pulling specifically in front of the Platinum Sanctuary. Your airship lowering down into this clearing that's there. Immediately, you see several guards kind of begin to rush up towards the airship in a defensive posture. But as the wing of the Platinum Guard kind of fly and take their perches around the space, you see them kind of begin to back off as a ramp is kind of lowered down onto the surface, allowing all of you to exit into the ground.
I will offer my arm to Finnick.
I'll take it.
I'm gonna offer my arm to Whisper.
Whisper, I'll take it.
How much taller than her are you?
We're Whisper's only like maybe half a foot taller than me, I think, right? Maybe a foot.
I'm 5'2".
You're 5'2". Okay, a foot and 2 inches.
So,
But
It's not that bad.
it's so cute.
as you all exit the airship with Citron and Pike, you stand now in front of the Platinum Sanctuary. You can hear the festivities going on inside. There's music playing. And we're going to go ahead and switch the music.
Also, if Gormrog looks down at my hand, he can see that I wrote "breathe" on the back of it.
But as the 5 of you plus your additional 2 stand in front of the Platinum Sanctuary now, doors ajar, allowing people to exit and enter in. You see a variety of guard in different armors posted up all across the grounds. You see a few of the Dawn Riders out there. Said that right, correct? Yeah, Dawn Riders. You see a few Dawn Riders out there standing close to Inquisition members, chit-chatting. They don't seem to notice you in this exact moment. Well, not in any... They notice you, but not in any high-interest manner. As you all
Just
approach.
Stonewalling.
With that, who would like to be first into the temple?
Whisper's done all this fanfare before, so she does not mind going first.
Okay. As you enter in, you see a gentleman there, a little bit older. You see the wrinkles kind of set deep on his eyes. This
no.
long handlebar
Over no.
mustache. This long handlebar mustache. Wearing a relatively nice formal attire. He kind of turns to you. How would you like to be introduced, dear?
Whisper of the Fists of Fate.
Very well. Introducing Lady Whisper of the Fists of Fate. You see a couple of eyes turn towards you. Looking around the room, there's a variety of people. Roll a perception check for me.
Oop. That's no good. 16.
16. 16's high enough. I will say you don't really recognize many of these people. Actually, you know what? Roll an intelligence check for me. You being who you are.
Okay. -1. That is a 6.
Never mind. You recognize nobody except for Darius, the Inquisitor, who
My favorite.
intention you see turn towards you momentarily, and you see a slight bit of recognition cross across his eyes, and you see his whole body begin to shift and face the door now. Who?
All right, I'll remember where he is in the room and
Cool.
enter.
Awesome. Who would like to be next? You can enter in 2 at a time if you'd like, or however you'd care to enter in.
Sure.
You ready?
Yeah.
How
I'll
should I
guide
introduce you?
Finnegan.
I should put that. What?
How would you like to be introduced?
Your name.
Finnick. Of the Fists of Fate.
Finnick of the Fist of Fate. And you, sir?
Bomrog of the Fist of Fate.
Very well, very well. Introducing Sir Gormrog and Lady Finnick of the Fists of Fate. And you see a couple more people, as this is now the second time the Fists of Fate have been announced. A few more people, attention turns towards you, and there's a light clap of applause, more polite than knowing who you are.
At this point, I will, with my left hand, guide Finnegan, and as we are announced, I will pause and spin her.
Finnick, Gormrog, you also. What's your passive perception? I'm sorry.
13.
Okay, never mind.
Not a very...
Finnick, roll a perception check for me.
That is a natural 20.
Okay.
Wow.
You do notice a few people that you're aware of here.
I'm not surprised.
Most
Anxiety.
specifically. What did I just say? Most specifically?
Words?
Lollygagging Joe.
My brain is not working anymore.
Anymore.
Not that it really ever worked. You see a pair of Asimar with a woman, an additional woman with them. Let me see here. I got a lot of notes. There's a lot of people here. I apologize if it takes me a while. With the Asimar, you see a stern female human, about her 30s. She's got this steely demeanor. Steely eyes with a no-nonsense demeanor, wearing that familiar black and gold uniform adorned with several symbols of the Inquisition. You also see the Asimar man, his eyes burning with this intense fervor, especially as his attention turns towards you. You see armor adorned with symbols of the Dawnfather, this stern, unwavering expression. You don't see any wings set up currently behind him. And you see his hair is kind of silvered with age, that kind of frame his chiseled features. The woman you see there, with those familiar dark brown, almost red wings kind of tucked up behind her back, her fiery red hair streaked with silver, wearing a similar armor to the male Asimar with her. And this is, of course, your parents next to an Inquisitor you are not familiar with.
Okay.
Roll a stress check for me.
So 1.
All right.
So nothing happens.
And I will tap your hand.
Well-
Just whisper the word, breathe.
I meant like, because like I have a total that I need to meet. So by rolling this die right now, the total is 1. So
It was regardless
Like,
of
Yeah.
what you rolled. That's meta knowledge. I'm talking about just...
okay.
I'm in it. I don't see these people. I don't know what you're stressed about. You're just stressed. So I'm going to spin you to distract you and whisper, breathe.
Who would like to be next? Clover, Tristan?
We're just gonna go up to the announcer person and say, "Can I just go in? Do I have to be announced? I'm not really like much of an attention person."
Oh, well, ma'am, proper decorum warrants that you are announced for every formal party.
No, but like I'm not the most proper.
Well, I unfortunately, dear, I'm sorry. This is the proper protocol for a festivity such as this.
Okay, my name is Clover of the Fists of Fate.
Introducing Mrs. Clover of the Fists of Fate.
I'm gonna walk in.
Tristan, Tristan like walks like close to him, and then stops for a second and looks behind him. He's looking at his outfit and just.
And how should I introduce you, sir?
Tristan, Fist of Fate.
Introducing Sir Tristan of the Fists of Fate. Is there any more of them? I can maybe group you all together. Okay. As you all enter in, there, Pike and Citron are quickly introduced behind you all. And entering in, the entirety of the temple area, the main temple area, has been kind of cleared out, and there are lights hanging down from the cathedral ceiling that glow with this almost fiery glow that kind of basks the entire space in this warm light. The statue of Bahamut that kind of rests up against the wall, you see it is also appropriately decorated, and there is a glow kind of coming behind it that kind of illuminates around the entirety of the creature's body. Against one wall, there is a group of bards that are kind of playing this light dancing tune that you see some members of the gathering kind of lightly dancing to, though no one is busting a move by any means. For the most part, there is just mostly chatting between the guests in this space, and there is a variety of people here. Citron is close to you all, joining you as kind of a guide and information dispenser for anyone you'd care to gather information on, and he can direct you towards in this moment.
Hey, Citron, can you point me towards that Olfera, I think is what you called her? She is the Hierophant from
Lady-
Aurora.
Lady Othera, the High Hierophant.
What is that? What's the High Hierophant?
The leader of the High Priestess,
It's okay if
essentially.
you don't know her.
I don't know what a Hierophant is. Silly names they come up with.
Her name's Olfera.
Othera, Lady Othera.
Olfera.
She is the
Othera.
Melora's High Priestess.
Where is she? Is she here?
Let me take a look around. I believe I see her back towards the rear of the hall. She's the one wearing... And as he kind of points, you see this serene female elf, almost ageless in her look, and she kind of has this ethereal glow to her. Looking at her, you can see these glowing green verdant eyes with this silver flowing hair. She's wearing this gown kind of woven from these natural fibers, and there's this intricate, delicate floral pattern that kind of graces its side. That would be her back there.
Okay, thanks. Hey guys, do you mind if I go talk to someone?
By
Or
all
is
means.
it too soon to be branched off? Okay.
Oh, go ahead.
I think I'm just gonna head right over there. And...
As you begin to make your way through the crowd, this relatively attractive, though probably a little bit older, halfling kind of steps out in front of you. Excuse me. I couldn't help but notice you come in, Lady Clover. I was wondering if perhaps I could ask you to dance if you're not here with a gentleman suitor.
Oh. Yeah, I love to dance.
Well, fortunately for you, I am quite the Lightfoot myself. And kind of holds his hand out towards you.
Okay. I've never done this before, so you're gonna have to lead.
Oh, I'm more than happy to lead, dear. And he begins to take your hand and lead you in a dance that seems to match relatively well with the songs playing. Go ahead and roll a performance check for me.
Oh god, okay.
Listen, you're muted.
Terrible.
While that's happening, this is watching very intently. Very, very intently.
Okay.
I rolled a 15.
Okay. You're able to keep up with him pretty well. He's a pretty good dancer. You gather that his for a halfling, you know they can live pretty long, so you gather he's probably had a few years of experience under his belt at this point.
What's your name?
I am hold on, I got a name here. I'm Chancellor Tal'Dorei.
Chancellor. And is that T-I or T-O?
Tybalt.
Tybalt.
Thanks for the dance. I have something to do, but maybe we can talk later.
Well, of course. Is there any introductions I can help you make? I'm more than happy to assist if possible.
Who do you know?
Oh, I know most people here. I am the...
I was about to go talk to Lady or O'Farah High something.
Oh, Lady O'Farah, the High Hierophant. Of course I know her. I oversee all trade and commerce out of Vasselheim, so I have pretty good connections with most people here.
Oh, well. Yeah, that would be great.
May I ask, I heard you're with the Fists of Fate. What exactly is it that the Fists do? That seems like a very lofty title.
Well, I want to scan him just to make sure, like, I can trust. Does he look like someone I can trust? Does he look, like, sinister behind his eyes?
Roll an insight check for me.
He's a politician. You can't trust anybody here.
I rolled a 7.
He is probably the most trustworthy person you've ever met.
Okay. Well, we are adventurers, and we kind of got caught up in this sword from the Dark Oblivion thing.
Oh, okay.
You know. And now we're trying to save the world and warn people.
Okay. That's strange.
Yeah. Do you know anything about that?
No, sword, Dark Oblivion swords? No, I've never heard anything of the sword. I apologize. I would love to hear more. Could perhaps I get you a nice tea or something to...
Maybe later, but I need to talk to Lady O'Farah right now because I might be too nervous later.
Oh, understandable. By all means, let me escort you. And he kind of holds his arm out.
Okay.
Rests a hand on your hand as he kind of escorts you over. Excuse me, Lady O'Farah, Miss High Hierophant, it is my express pleasure to introduce you to the lovely Clover of the Fists of Fate. I understand she has something she'd like to talk to you about, and it was my express pleasure to make this connection between the pair of you.
Thanks. Hi, I'm Clover.
A pleasure to meet you, Clover. I didn't expect to see many Haringons here.
It's actually what I wanted to talk to you about, if you have a minute. And she kind of glances at Chancellor Tybalt as if she wants to get away from
She,
Maybe go somewhere private.
taking your hint, she kind of turns towards Tybalt. If you'll excuse me, Chancellor, I believe I have some business to handle with the young Harangon here. Of course, Miss Clover, it was a pleasure. I hope I can get you that drink sometime. The night is young, so I look forward to accompanying you again at some point this evening. He kind of gives a slight bow.
Okay.
And makes his way off, catching the hint. O'Farah kind of turns and places a hand against your back and kind of pushes you forward towards the statue of Bahamut, taking a bit of time, a bit of space from the rest of the group for the pair of you. How did you get here, Miss Clover?
Oh, we came on an airship.
No. How did you come to this plane?
Well, that's kind of what I'm trying to figure out. I was found in an alleyway after a magician pulled me out of a hat and couldn't put me back into it. And then I was raised by a halfling family, and I just started trying to figure out where I come from, and I met this guy named Quell, and he was really nice, and he told me about Melora and about Harangon, and then when I heard that someone who works for Melora is here, I thought it would be a good opportunity to learn more.
Oh, well, that's certainly an interesting story. So you said you were teleported here at some point in your past?
My friend Felix went to a magic show and saw it was a beautiful day, and there was a big magic show in Stillben, and the magician pulled me out of his big top hat. But then it started to rain and he couldn't put me back in, and he was a really mean man, and instead of saving me, he threw me into the trash.
Well, alright. Well, I hardly believe that this magician is the one that was able to summon you from the Feywild. Well, what can I help you with then, Miss Clover?
Well, I think once me and my team complete this part of our journey, which we are definitely going to do, no questions asked, I think that I'm going to try to see if I can find more people like me. Do you know,
well, there's
know anything
plenty like
about
you.
that? Yeah?
Just in the Feywild, though. Melora tries
Are
to
they
keep
easy to find?
your kind there.
Do you know why?
Well, when your kind was created, a lot of the Unseelie court decided to use your kind as servants for them.
Oh.
Quick to reproduce, you'll see.
So you think I came from servants?
I don't know when or where you came from, though I would imagine that that's probably some connection there. I don't know who your family was, though.
So if I make it to the Feywild, is there a specific place that I have to go to, or are the Harangon everywhere?
Well, I know that some of Melora's followers have been trying to rescue and liberate as many of the Harangon that have been captured as they can, though I'm not exactly sure where that is. I don't travel very much to the Feywild. Your friend, what did you say his name was?
Felix?
No, the one who serves Melora.
Oh.
Well, right. He may have some information that I'm not aware of, having been there more recently than I have, according to what you've told me.
Okay, thanks. Oh, I am also here on a specific mission, and I am supposed to talk to you about something. And then I'm gonna save time and just say that I'm gonna tell her about the blades and Sam and Raynor and everything that we're trying to do.
Okay. While that's happening, who would like to go next?
Did we all see her dance with that halfling?
Yeah.
Okay. When that happens, I am going to turn to the others and be like, I don't want to go off by myself, so I'm not the best at talking, and I don't want that to happen to me.
Tristan's already kind of in his own zone. He's been trying to see where she's at and going from that person to another person that he can't see, and he's been slowly kind of inching away from the group. Not on purpose, just moving.
How about... Well, Tristan kind of zeroes in on his target before he starts eating somebody alive. Why don't the three of us take a lap?
Yeah.
See who we could see. Maybe get some refreshments and snacks.
Yes.
There you go.
Sounds like a good
And
idea.
more importantly, see who we can see. Citron, do you want to stay with Tristan or come with us?
I think
Go your own way?
I think it's best if I keep an eye on Tristan and ensure he doesn't make any poor decisions.
Buddy system. I approve.
As the three of
Because
you
I'm watching Tristan watch Clover like a hawk, and I'm just like...
As the three of you peel off and begin to make your way, attempting to find snacks of some sort, Finnick and Gormrog, you feel a hand on either of your shoulders as you push through the crowd. Whisper, I'm assuming you're out in front following your nose to find snacks.
Mm-hmm.
You hear the footsteps stop behind you before you hear a voice kind of echo out from behind you. I assume this is the man that's escorting my daughter?
Yes, it is.
You feel that hand.
I'm not
shift.
turning around.
You feel the hand shift around to your other shoulder and kind of pull you in tight in this like half hug. I told you, dear. She seems better than ever. You hear the voices of your father and mother.
Looking at Finnick for a cue here. I'm gonna... If we've stopped, I'm gonna say to Whisper, hold a moment. And are we engaging or not?
And I will just say to you in your head, a light conversation wouldn't hurt.
So I will turn and face them and extend my hand for a shake to her father.
As you extend your hand, he quickly grasps it. You see this like smile kind of cross his face, which Finnick, you don't know if you've ever once seen him smile.
And I'll say, my name is Gormrog. I'm sorry, I don't know your first name or official title.
I just don't worry about official titles. I'm Jether Sodna.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, and the divine creature next to you is...
This is my beautiful wife, Ekra.
Ekra. Pleasure to make your
It's
acquaintance.
a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Gormrog. Anyone who can escort our daughter, I think we owe a bit of gratitude towards. She was always had a bit of fire behind her.
Still does.
And you, dear?
I
They
pop
look towards
up.
you, whisper.
Yeah, I pop up and hi, I'm Whisper.
That's a strange name, but who are we to judge? I mean, my name's Ekna, for goodness sake. It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss
Mhm.
Whisper. You keeping an eye on our beautiful Finnick here? You feel another
Always.
hand kind of wrap around your other shoulders. Your mother posts up next to you, and you're in this weird three-way, like two proud parents, like framing their daughter.
Finnick does a pretty good job of taking care of herself, though.
Well, I'm not surprised. She's always been pretty good at that as well.
Sure have. I'm going to sort of step out of this weird hug. I'm sorry, but we have business to attend to while we are here.
Okay. You can't, by all means, join us for a bit of food.
Perhaps later.
We have so much to
For
catch
right
up on.
now.
And we will have
And that-
time later.
All right. Well,
There are some people with whom we need to speak first, but again, it was a pleasure to make your acquaintances, and I do hope to speak again.
pleasure.
And I'll offer my arm to Finnick.
The pleasure has been all ours, Mr. Gormrog. Miss Whisper.
But where do you get the food?
Oh, there's a door towards the rear. You go off, and there's a whole hall of food down there. Tables and everything set up.
Thanks.
I'll give them a polite bow, and I'll lead them away.
Okay. They return the bow and watch as you depart.
Breathe.
I just don't know what happened in the years I've been gone.
Neither do they. And that's to our advantage.
It didn't seem like they wanted to grab you.
They were kind of getting a little grabby. I don't,
But like they let us go.
for now,
Yeah.
but they've got eyes on us.
The night is young. Well, why don't we grab some food?
Yes.
I'm just gonna keep an eye out for anyone that seems to follow us or is watching us as we sort of make our way.
Roll an investigation check for me as you keep an eye out.
Guidance.
Okay.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay. I will say, with the dirty 20, you do notice after you leave your parents that a few of the Dawn Riders and Inquisitors, you notice them clock you every once in a while. As you kind of pass one, you'll see them clock you, and then as you kind of begin to move into the vision range of another, their attention will turn to you, and that one that was watching you's attention turns away. And you kind of
Disgusting.
get this sense that there's always a set of eyes watching you at this point.
And then I want to make it aware to them that I can see what they're doing.
Okay.
So every time that someone looks over at us, I'm going to make eye contact and then sort of like follow this trail of eyes that they are leaving.
Okay. As you do this for the first few sets of eyes, they just lock eyes with you and don't even make any motion to hide their attention on you. As you hit like the fourth or fifth one, there's this you're not even sure if it's a wink or their eye just has something in it and they blink hard on it, but there's this very subtle blinking of one eye. And you're not sure if it's them acknowledging you or just they have something in their eye and they're clearing it. But
And
with
then
that,
I'll just say to both Whisper and Gormog in their heads, I will sort of inform them of this.
Oops. Really creepy.
okay. With that, eventually you make your way through the door that your father notated towards you, and you kind of enter into this another larger hall, though not nearly as large as the main temple area. And immediately you're inundated with smells. There's a large pig that has been spit roasted and is just being slowly turned over this warming fire towards the center of this massive spread. There's trays of these grilled fishes. There's slices of meat of a variety of kind laid out. There's a bit of salad that has been kind of laid out, and there's various vegetables that have been laid into it. There's large hunks of bread that are laid out with these various crushed mustard sauce and this other kind of white sauce that looks like it was made with oil and egg. There is a soup that is slowly being heated over a flame. And some various other dishes that have kind of laid out.
Well done, sir.
I go straight for the pig.
Okay. There is a dwarven man kind of standing behind it, dressed rather nicely. He has a set of this large fork and knife kind of in his hand. What part can I get for you, dear?
The juiciest part.
The juicy. All right, let me starts hacking off this very small piece of like the
Could I get a little more than that?
little more. It kind of
Like a lot more than that?
Moves his knife like.
I'm a growing girl.
He just keeps like you play this game back and forth where he moves his knife every like a centimeter each time. He just like little more. Eventually, just ends up cutting off the whole rear bit of leg for you and laying it on a plate.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, I've never seen an elf eat that, so I'm looking forward to seeing this happen.
It will.
I don't doubt it. I'm looking forward to seeing you scarf this down.
I guess I'll partake in some varying degrees of food and dressings and soups and salads and meats and drinks.
Are we all sitting down together at the table for tea?
I would assume this is just them three right now.
Oh, okay. I didn't know what I meant. Okay.
I'll get to you in 2 seconds, Tristan.
No, I'm sorry. I walked away for a second. I'm sorry.
I'll also be like holding what I assume would be like a flute glass of cider, like between two fingers while the plate sits on my hand.
Okay.
So that I still have a hand free to shake people's hands.
Okay.
Because I know how these things work. Like you need to have a free hand. And if we don't have somebody following us to take our plates, this is the only way that's going to work.
With that being said, as you all kind of sit down at a table together and begin to enjoy your meal, it is not long after that a familiar face kind of sits down with all of you, his black and gold trimmed coat.
Good.
I fear we may have gotten off on the wrong foot. How have you all
Very
been?
light way to put that.
Well, I mean, you've come to this city, and you've killed my men. I feel it only appropriate that I respond in kind.
I started it.
Well, let's not debate who started what. That's a matter of perspective. Let's end this here. Now, just at least those of you gathered, Finnick, your
Mhm.
parents would love for you to return home. And I'd love nothing more than to make that happen. I don't know which of you have the blade, or blades now at this point. So why don't we just come to a nice, amicable outcome here, and you go home, Finnick, and whoever has these blades, I will take off your hands.
Are there people around us?
I mean, there's people all over the place. No one, you don't notice anyone besides the Dawn Riders or Inquisitor members actually keeping a direct eye on you, though.
Oh, I
I'm
have
more
an
worried
idea
about
of what it
people who aren't Dawn Riders, how close they are.
The nearest person would be seated at a table probably 7 feet away.
might-
Okay.
I'll
Hmm?
message. I'll message before I do anything. But right now, I'm just sitting there looking stoically.
I greatly appreciate the way you've come to our table to offer this.
The day of your daughter's
Uh,
wedding.
No, I don't have any children.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I think the outcome you're searching for just isn't going to happen.
Well, that's unfortunate. Let's see his attention turned towards Whisper now. We didn't have a chance to talk when you came to visit my...
Don't interrupt me when I'm
Mistake.
eating. That's rude.
You hear in your mind, is this better? This way you don't actually have to speak?
I don't think anything back.
All he
Like-
hears back is just meat, 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 meat.
Just kind of head just tilts towards you for a moment. Okay. I see that they are not the thinker of the group, so let me turn my attention back towards you all. What can we do to come to some sort of amicable agreement here? I'm not afraid to negotiate.
You could leave us alone.
Well, I mean, you have things I need and things I want.
Need and want are two very different things.
Well, I need you to return to your parents. I want
Why?
to acquire these blades.
Why do you need me to go home?
Well, that was the deal made.
With?
Whom?
The people above me, not my concern, but I have been instructed to bring you home. As part of my mandate.
And my home is where my friends are.
No, your home
And as
is
far
the
as I'm
castle up on the hill of east, west, on the mountains.
Oh, no.
Vasselheim.
That's not my home. That was my living hell.
Oh, well, there's a room
So
there
respectfully,
for
I will not be going back.
you. We'll see about that.
Aqua, do you have kids?
Oh, no, I would never burden myself with things like that.
Interesting. Not surprising, but interesting.
Fair.
I'm going to subtle spell cast sending to Citron.
Okay.
Blackwood is in front as well of us. Please get him out of here now. And then I'm not gonna use up the rest of the words. Just, we're in the food hall.
I'll do my best. I'm on my way. Tristan. Just a quick flash to you while this is happening. What were you doing before this moment?
I was just paying it when
Talking.
Yeah, well, sort of, but not like that. When Clover went to go and walk away, he was gonna follow and realize. And then when she got pulled off to the dance floor, then to a different section, he's just trying to navigate nonchalantly to make sure she's not in danger.
Okay. You watch for a bit, and she doesn't seem to be in any particular danger as she is pulled, as the halfling is dismissed by this older elven woman, and Clover is pulled aside by them as well. It's at this moment, though, that Citron kind of grabs your shoulder and turning you to look at him. Your friends are in trouble, it seems. I think we may need to handle this issue. Follow me.
He's going and being pulled along, but he's like kind of being resistant, sort of, but moving along, but resistant and looking back while he's going.
Okay. It's at this point that you are brought into the dining hall area, and you see Finnick, Gormrog, and Whisper seated at a chair with this older man that looks very familiar to Norville, the homeless, or seemingly homeless man that had been there with you. I'll be right back. I gotta handle something. 2 seconds. So there's an emergency. Sorry. Commune amongst yourself.
Hey, thanks for the follows to the Tal'Dorei and Functioning Blurb.
Tails
And
Jem, thanks for the gifted sub.
yeah. So recapping, we're at the table, so with the guy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now me and Citron are coming over there. I'm being pulled over there right now.
This
Or
will
I'm
be
kind of there
about
now,
this.
but yeah.
I will be speaking telepathically with Gormrog right now. Like,
Okay.
what does he mean that he needs me to go
Sorry
back?
about that.
He was probably commanded to take you back.
Yeah, but
Need
why?
because
Why would they need me?
You pass the salt.
That's assault.
um,
I'm just deadpan staring at fucking Blackwood, and the conversation I was having with Gormrog was telepathically.
As
Um.
that conversation wraps up, you see Tristan and Citron enter in and make their way up behind Blackwood as you all are kind of facing towards the door, and he has his back towards them.
I know why I need you.
Sorry, what?
That was in my head. I had thought back, I know why I need you.
Darius, are you able to explain any more regarding the conditions? Why they need me back?
Well, because now that, as he begins to say that, the conversation shifts into your mind, and it is a conversation just between you two. Because a deal was struck, and you have been in motion for a long time, and it is time for you to come home.
What deal? I'm not a pawn piece.
No, you're more important than a pawn. I'm a pawn.
Wait.
You're the future queen.
Of? I think the others can see me physically like flinch at that word.
Tristan's taking a scope look around. While this is happening now, we're all kind of around him there. Is there anyone he notices noticing us, like what's happening?
Roll a perception check for me, Tristan.
Solid question.
14, 14, 14, 14. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Not natural.
Okay.
30, 20.
You look around, you see every Inquisitor member that is in the space. There's about 3 or 4 of them. You see every Dawn Rider that is in the space. There's about 2. You see maybe a half dozen other guests of the event. And you see probably 7 staff members, all eyes locked on your group.
Yeah, we walked into a trap.
You need to explain more than that.
Well, you remember how your parents told you you were an abomination as a child?
Vividly.
Well, now his voice exits from inside your mind and he starts speaking out loud again. They were right.
How much of this was outside of the mind?
Just that last sentence.
Just they were right?
Yep.
No. No, they weren't.
So I spoke to the one you called a few days ago.
What?
The one you brought forth in the temple or whatever the cathedral you were at. I spoke to them. And I've... Obviously, that was not intended for you to have that information yet, so I've destroyed them, of course, but you seem to not understand that I am your brother. That creature you pulled forth was your sister. Everyone here that is connected to us is part of your family now.
How big is this family exactly?
Oh, well, how big is eternity? How big is endlessness?
Let me rephrase. How many family members are here at this gathering today?
Oh, well, there's several of us. That's really not consequential at this moment. All that's really important is that, Finnick, you understand that your parents, well, they did us a great favor by having you. And if you want it, it's yours to take. Reach out and grab that power. All of this is yours to command.
The only thing I want is for you to leave us alone. Leave me alone.
Well, unfortunately, destiny calls on us all at some point or another, and this is calling for you, dear.
No.
You remember the Fists of Fate? Well, fate's here, dear.
And I write my own fate.
And you hear everyone in the room start laughing simultaneously.
Oh.
And the other people that are in the room start like looking around at this, just as people are laughing and simultaneously. You see them kind of like awkwardly start to like look around in their chair.
Does Clover get wind of any of this? Does she hear the laughter from the next room over?
Roll a perception check for me at disadvantage because there's a lot of you're in a pretty loud space right now.
That was not good. Oh, that's so sad. My second roll was a nat 20, but my first roll was a 2. What did you say?
Oh.
Perception? 13.
I'm gonna say. With your large ears, I will say you just barely catch this synchronized laughing coming from across the hall.
Okay.
I
just gonna make a comment like, wonder what's going on over there, but dismiss it because I didn't get enough.
Yeah.
feel like it's at this point I shove my chair, stand up, and I'm going to leave. I'm not having any of this. Good night. And I start walking out.
As you shove your chair back, you see everyone that was doing the synchronized laughing instantly stand up as well. And kind of
I'm
step
also
in.
I'm gonna stand up and adjust my coat, and I'm gonna say to Blackwood, I think these negotiations are at an end. And I think in order to not cause a scene...
Well, we're not here to cause a scene, that's for sure.
It would be best if we left this room while you stay here.
Mr. Gormrug, we've already had this conversation before, and I don't feel like it's necessary for us to tread down that path once more. So please, let's put aside the bravado here for this one. She is far above your station, and frankly, you are not worthy.
Correct.
So, please, let's lose whatever sense of chivalry you seem to have. Put that to the side and understand you are out of your depth. And Miss Finnick...
Hold on. Are you stupid?
I mean, I don't think so.
I've been out of my depths for the last 10 years. Out of my depth is what I do. Yeah.
Maybe it's time you...
I am unworthy to stand next to her. But, she allows it.
Well, unfortunately...
And you know what? She doesn't allow you to stand next to her. In fact, she stands opposed to you. And if she is indeed, as you say, the future queen, you're showing an awful lot of disrespect to her about that.
Well...
I aim to serve. And she says we're leaving. So with respect, goodbye. Whisper, bring the food.
I'm already done with my plate.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Saw the cheeks. I thought you were like... well, in that case, I'll just be like, Whisper, you coming?
Yeah.
And I will now send a sending to Clover. Basically getting a status update where she is. Like, is basically just like all, like, purely information. Just like, where are you? Who did you talk to? Are you okay?
I can respond to that.
Yes.
Lady O'Fara in the main hall. Yes.
Professor Plum in the conservatory.
With the wrench.
Are you okay?
You do not get a response.
I would like to turn to Lady O'Fara and perhaps Chancellor Tybalt, if he's still around, and say, I have a really bad feeling that my friends might be in trouble. Would you two back me up?
back you up, dear. I don't. What kind? This is. There are plenty of guards here. I don't know what kind of trouble you expect your friends to run into, though.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you keep dancing. I'll go talk to a guard. It's okay.
Oh, very well.
I just have a bad feeling that my friends are in trouble.
Good luck to you, dear. I'd still love to escort you if you'll have me, Miss Clover.
I don't know if I need you to escort me, but if you could just be vigilant, I might need you soon.
I'm more than happy to keep my eyes peeled for anything that you may need.
Thanks. Clover would like to sneak towards the laughter and just peer in, not making a...
I'll say with Finnick's message, and as they begin to exit, you don't need to... You see them kind of exit out through that door as you begin to make your way over towards it, and you see the four of them and Citron exit out of that space, back into the main hall.
Oh, okay. Well, I suppose I'll walk up to you.
If we were all walking, Tristan also was lacking back waiting.
Are you guys okay? What happened?
Good. And a whole bunch of people all connected in their minds. Don't know how many, don't know who's against us and who's disguised, and there's a lot.
I've only talked to two people, and I'm gonna point out Lady O'Fara and Chancellor Toblerone, whatever.
He is delicious.
Oh my god.
You know.
What?
Yeah.
Joe, do I see my parents?
Yeah, they're still out there.
I just sort of look back over at Gormrog. I'm about to do something very stupid, but I need fucking answers. And I storm off towards my parents.
Oh. Oh no.
I just changed the music. I'm changing it right back.
Oh no.
I'm walking over towards them with just like a posture you've never seen me have before. And I'm essentially trying to choke slam my mother against the wall.
And Tristan as soon as Tristan sees her go in that direction, he's following her immediately.
Yep. Gonna closely back her up. If she makes contact with her mother, I'm gonna be between her and her father.
Okay.
I'd like to hang back, but keep an eye out for everyone else.
Okay.
So I would like to do a sweep of the room and who else is paying attention.
Okay. Finnick, go ahead and roll a strength check for me. This is going to be a contested strength check. It's going to be athletics.
Gracious.
Because that's pretty much what you're going for here.
Well, I can use guidance, so. You said athletics?
Yeah.
So 19.
Okay. That's a great roll. And that would have really been helpful if I didn't roll a natural 20.
I
didn't roll what?
You rolled a natural 1?
Nope, 20.
Oh.
Silvery barbs.
Thank you.
And I'm giving myself advantage.
Okay.
If I can do that with silvery barbs.
I don't
This
know.
looks like
Why not? That's what we'll go
fucking
with.
barbed
just
wire
so
wrapped
angry
around your
in this-
throat. Just think.
I will say you approach clearly upset and you shove your mother against the wall.
My
Kind of
forearm
reaches-
against her throat.
Kind of reaches a hand up and grasps on your arm. Her face relatively emotionless in this moment. You see several people begin to move back in this sudden outburst of anger and violence in this space. Citron, you see kind of like begin to eye around, scanning the crowd in this moment. You see your father kind of just watch as it happens as you push your mother against the wall. Her hand kind of gripping against your forearm. Well, I assume you have something to say.
What am I?
Who are you asking?
My mother.
No. This is your mother responding to you.
Oh. I thought that was you asking.
Who are you asking?
I'm asking you.
Right. I can see you haven't really picked up the pieces here yet. Are you asking your mother, or are you asking me?
So I'm looking at her father. Is he like connected here? Like, is he a little too connected? You know what I'm saying? Like, is he talking through the mother?
His lips aren't moving.
Uh-huh.
And that similar eye lock that you've seen with the other people.
Yeah.
Yeah, very similar to that.
Mm-hmm. There it is.
I'm asking you.
You are the future queen.
Of what?
Of them. Us. All those things that you've always felt as a child. The things your parents were too afraid that lived within inside of you. The thing that they tried to squash out with every moment of their life. We are here. We have shown you that you are the superior creature. Your parents, they love you now because of us.
Yeah. Yep. Willing to bet money this is Valeria.
And what if I don't want that?
Well, what did your life mean then?
I found my own meaning.
With them, this poor excuse for a team? Look at this one. He can't even control his own emotions. It's written plain across his face, and points towards Tristan. This little lost rabbit, the glutton and runaway, and this seeker, they can't protect you like we can. There's a power inside of you that you've felt the entire time, and it is yours to take. This is the reason your parents did the things they did. They feared what was inside of you the entire time.
And what deal was made?
The deal of your birth, dear.
You're not making any sense.
Well, most things don't in this world, and you'll find that to be true.
I start pushing in.
Doesn't resist at all. You kind of can feel her esophagus start to crush underneath your forearm.
Neck.
What?
I just said Finnick.
Oh. I thought you said neck.
Neck gone.
And as you hear her voice, as she's speaking, her voice begins to get choked from the pressure against your arm. And as her words begin to get strained, it switches over to her father.
There it is.
What do you want, Finnick? I know you want power. We've sensed it inside of you for years, for almost as long as you've been alive. All you've got to do now is grab it. We will protect you. You will be a queen. The Chained Oblivion looks after his children. You
push off.
are his child.
Mother.
So you push off. You see another figure begin to approach. The female you saw speaking with your parents earlier. And she speaks now, joining them. Dear, are you ready to come home? And that's where we're going to call it for the night.
Oh.
So much to say.
Ah.
All right. Ran a little late there. Sorry, everyone. I wanted to end
Very
it on
hands
a
of you. Just, ah.
I wanted to end it on a good space.
Oh,
Let's-
that was a good space.
I don't know. There was no good stopping point there. Could have gone for another hour at least. Let's see. We have spell shots tomorrow. I don't know who the guest is for that. I don't think you know Gem either. Let's see.
QPD on Wednesday.
QPD on Wednesday. And then we have Investigation Check this Thursday, where I get to interview Vander from Records of the Realm, the new D&D campaign that I am a player in, where I play Malkith the Fire Ganassi Grave Cleric. And the first episode was yesterday on Records of the Realm, and the next episode will be this Sunday on Records of the Realm. And allegedly, he's posting these up on YouTube. I don't know where. I would assume Records of the Realm. But it's not up there yet, so I don't know for sure. Don't forget, Crit Awards. Nominations close this weekend. Lot of shows this week. Hope you guys all show up for them all. I've got nothing else. You
Come
guys
back this time next week for more Forging Fates.
Forging Fates again this time next week, where we get to pick up on this fucking catastrophe.
This is great. Just family bonding.
Yeah.
Having a
It's
great
wonderful.
time, guys.
Yeah.
I've got nothing else. If you guys got nothing else, stick around for the raid, and remember, love you, geeks. Good night.
Don't forget.